If you're battling anxiety right now, remember this. Your thoughts are loud, but God's promises are louder. You're not fighting this battle alone. All right, good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Hope you guys had a great Sabbath day. If not, hope you had a great weekend and service. Today's topic is gonna be fighting anxiety with faith. All right, so let's get right into it. So, anxiety can make your mind feel like it's drowning in thoughts. Your heart races, your chest feels heavy, your peace feels far away. But even in the middle of anxiety, God hasn't left you. I know we get to that point where we feel like, gosh, our heart is beating so fast. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then we get to that point of regret, of unsureness. And anxiety isn't fun. I know because I went through it a lot growing up. I went through the what's going to happen next? Where am I going to be next? Where am I going to go next? And I wish I could say that it gets easier. But I didn't have God in my life when I was younger. I didn't have any trust. I was scared. I was alone. And that's how anxiety feels sometimes. Your heart is racing. You feel like this is never going to end. It feels like you're going to go through this forever. And sometimes it's something that we need so that we can cherish where we're at right now, right? I wish I could say that you're going to feel better instantly, but anxiety is not like that. If you didn't know how to deal with it when you were younger, it's going to be definitely harder when you know how to deal with it when you're older. But it's going to take time. Everything takes time. Everything takes time, but as long as you're not going to allow it to take over you again, then that's where things start changing. All right, today we're going to be doing legs. So, of course, we're going to start off where we normally start off, and I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, so the first bullet point for today is going to be God tells us not to carry anxiety alone. In 1 Peter 5:7, it says, "Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you." God never asked you to fight anxiety by yourself. The weight you're carrying was never meant to be on your shoulders. It's a prime example, literally right from the scripture, word for word. Cast your anxieties onto Him. Now, for some people, like that, right? But for some of us that are not normal, then it takes time to allow others to understand what we're really going through. Anxiety isn't an emotion that you just get rid of like in seconds. Anxiety is an emotion that builds up in you. It builds and builds and builds, and that's why we feel like our heart is racing so fast. Because when we get to that point of I don't know what to do, we're just stuck there, and some of us can't get out of that for a while. So you don't know what to do when you're at the very end. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's horrible, and you never know how anxiety is going to be. And I've learned that anxiety, just because it isn't fun, doesn't mean that you can't work on it. If you really, really need some help, then look towards God. Have you ever felt like you couldn't tell anyone anything? Because you feel like they're going to either use it against you, they're going to manipulate you, they're going to make you feel bad, or they're going to tell you, well, I don't know I didn't grow up with that, so I don't know how to help you. Well, just because you didn't grow up, it doesn't mean that it's not real. We grew up with a lot of things, doesn't mean that they're not real, right? So allow yourself to work on little things when it comes to anxiety. And the little things are first praying. The next thing is talking to God. He's not going to be the person who's going to manipulate you or make you feel bad. He wants you to literally cast it onto Him because it is not of you. It is not something that's meant for you. All right, continue where we left off. I know it may seem difficult because the last thing that you want is to feel like a burden on someone. That's why it's very difficult for us to open up about anxiety. But when we start opening up about anxiety, we start showing other people, hey, you can work on it. You can, you know, you can literally work on it. So allow yourself to work on it. Allow yourself to go through it. Allow yourself to feel it. And then allow yourself to understand that God is here for you. It may not sound fun thinking that we need help, but you have to see that there's people that are going through it and they're in their 50s, they're in their 60s. There's some people that you would never think have any problems with. That's because they didn't grow up knowing how to deal with them. Then they push them onto their kids, and then they push them onto their grandkids, and then they just keep getting pushed on. But when you give something to God, you're allowing Him to break that chain of generational curses. We're not allowing it to get into our life. Don't let those little things, little, because that's how I see it. When you start thinking that it's bigger than you, and that's when you let it take over. Don't let it do that to you. But I know that it's just gonna take time, and you're gonna have to be able to trust. And trust doesn't happen overnight, but you gotta try at least somewhere. So when it comes to anxiety, just let it flow through you, and then slowly start trusting God in it. When you start doing that, you'll start seeing a difference in your life. All right. Now we are in the second bullet point for today. Second bullet point talks about anxiety grows in isolation. Excuse me. When you stay silent, anxiety gets louder. Talking to God, praying, and opening up can break the cycle. Like I've said it before, anxiety grows and grows and grows. And until you open up about it, does you're gonna keep going through it. Don't let those little voices in your head win. You know how I know? Because every single time that I have not gave it to God, I feel it. I feel it inside me. I feel it inside to the point where it feels impossible to get past it. And I might have felt anxiety a different way than you feel it, but anxiety still happens to everybody. It can be not wanting to tell your partner something. It can be worried about what the outcome is going to be. It can be worried about giving a speech. It can be worried about literally anything. But if you let it build up, you're never going to get past the point of, I can do this. I still feel it. There's a lot of times that I feel it when I do videos like this because I feel like everyone is watching me. I feel like everyone is, like, who is this guy? Why is he making these videos in front of the middle of the gym when we're trying to work out? Are they filming me? Are they filming off? You see, those little voices make up all of these lies, and no one cares because no one is worried about me. There's even a video of a girl who says, I'm going to prove to you that nobody cares in the gym. She gets her blanket and goes, lays down on a machine and goes to sleep. As a joke, but literally falls asleep, and no one batted an eye, not even the workers. So you have to understand that when it comes to your anxiety, if you don't talk about it, it's going to keep growing. Whenever I see someone filming at the gym, I ask them, do they have like a channel or do they post? A lot of people tell me it's just for myself. And then I realize that there's some people who film to post. I always encourage everyone to post because I wasn't encouraged to post only by my wife. And then I took it serious and I started realizing I'm posting because I want to help someone. This is not something that I want to be the best at, but it's something that I want to help people with. I found my purpose in this because this is what I want to do with my life. It may sound corny, it may sound cheesy, but I feel happy when I post. You know why? Because I'm posting for a purpose. When you do things with a purpose, anxiety doesn't take over. Well, you can't always say that, but I know that anxiety can definitely be a big part of that because you feel like who are you to tell me about anxiety? Look at you. Look at how you're posting. Look at the stuff that you talk about. You have so much confidence. It didn't start off like this, and it still doesn't feel like that. It's not just built overnight, but you can get better at it every single day. So I'm telling you that I feel it sometimes. I really do. But if you don't go for it, you're never going to know. Don't let anxiety take over your life just because you're scared or you feel like you're not worth it or you feel like who am I? If you feel a calling, go for it. If it doesn't work out, then at least you tried, right? That's all that matters. Okay, you got seven. All right, guys. So we are in the third bullet point for today, and it is peace doesn't come from control. Anxiety wants control over everything. Faith teaches us to trust God and what we cannot control. Do you know how difficult it is to not control something? We grow up in a way that we asked for something as a child, and we got it, and then we learned what right and wrong was. And on the other side of it, we didn't learn how to control anxiety. And because we didn't learn how to control it, we let it take over our life. I know there's some people that get so have anxiety attacks, even my wife, because she gets to this feeling, then all of a sudden she just starts, her body just starts shaking and starts taking over her. And the same thing happens with me. When I'm making a video, I think people are watching me. In fact, nobody cares. Nobody literally cares about me like that. I have never once in the 3 years that I've been filming that anyone has ever came up to me and told me, don't film me. Or if someone has come up to me, they've asked me, what do I film? Do I post on TikTok? Do I post on Instagram? And yeah, it's it can be a little it can make you a little anxious. It can make you feel like, oh god, like why are they looking at me like that? It's nothing to do with you. Trust me. I've literally have been there. I wouldn't be talking about something that I don't know about. But the same thing as a kid, I had felt like I had to take care of my brother and sister. On the top of that, I had to take care of my mom. And when I would feel like something was wrong, I would tell my mom, and you know what? Something was wrong. And then you grow up with that mentality of, okay, every single time I feel like I am anxious, something's wrong. So I can do something about it. And then it turns out you can't. It turns out that not everything is works that way. And then you start wondering what's going on and you get even worse. Yeah, I know how it feels. It's it's depressing. It feels ugly. It feels like you're never gonna overcome it. But if you don't start somewhere, you're never going to get anywhere. So don't be scared when you have anxiety. One day you're going to be okay, but it's going to take time. All right, guys, we are at the end of the video for today, and I just want to say that you are not alone in this. If you ever feel like you need to reach out to someone, I have created a channel on my Instagram where we can talk about stuff like this. I'll go check it out. My link's in my bio, and consider subscribing or even sharing with a friend, someone that you think it'll help. We're gonna finish off here today. It says, if you're battling anxiety right now, remember this: your thoughts are loud, but God's promises are louder. You're not fighting this battle alone. Don't feel like you're alone in this. Don't feel like you're the only person in the world that's going through something like this. It feels ugly, it feels disgusting, but if you keep thinking that you're alone, you're going to be alone. Those thoughts are going to win. You need to give yourself some grace. You need to give yourself some time to heal. You need to give yourself some time to work on it. Don't be scared. The more that you're scared, the more that thoughts win. And no matter what you're going through, whether it's anxiety, depression, thoughts of not being here, uh, literally anything that you can think about, stress, financial stress, you're not alone. I I know it feels like you are, but the more that you push yourself in that box, you're never gonna be able to see the outside. Start breaking the box, look through the cracks, and look for hope. Jesus is hope. He is ready to help you with this. And if he helped me, he can definitely help you. There's nothing to be scared of. And telling you as a man to man or a man to female, don't let these things get to you. I'm trying to open up about things like this, for a reason, so people can know that there's actual people that are going through it and admit to it, and then look for help. And then lastly, after looking for help, you're putting back into the community. You're putting back into the environment. You're putting back into the stigma of you're never going to be okay. Trust me, you're going to be okay. I believe in you. I have faith in you. And I'm going to be praying for you. That's going to be the end of this video for today. I thank you for your time and your patience. Please don't let these little things take over you. And if you need anyone to talk to, we have that chat set up for that specifically. So you're not alone. We're in this together. God bless you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.